teach. When I see faces, I get inspired to teach. Otherwise, it is like a um, blank blackboard. So I request others also, please open your videos. So today, like we will complete the session, these syllabus for the first semester. So we have two chapters, digestive system and food and nutrients to cover. So we'll go to the digestive system. So digestive system means what? Basically, it helps to hyd hydrolysis, all the things we have taken inside, the proteins, carbohydrates. So with the help of enzymes, they help to get absorbed. So that is the digestive system. Now, where does this digestive system start? Where?
From mouth.
From mouth?
Yes. From mouth.
It is not from mouth. It is
Oh.
from lips.
Okay.
Yes. No, so if you see, if someone breaks the fast, unless like he puts the water or the juice to the lips, because the absorption starts from there. You don't feel also many times if you drink water from up only, you don't feel that the thirst is gone. You still feel thirsty. Why? Because the lips also, they are dry. They also soak water, right? So it starts from lips and it ends at the anus. So actually, Professor Park Jae-woo, he has called this Manus meridian, mouth to anus, right? So mouth, but it starts from the
Lips.
yeah, from lips to anus, right? So actually, now what is the function of the digestive system? So actually, if you see in your text, you can see there are four functions. What are they?
Digestion, secretion, absorption, and excretion.
Right. But before digestion, something very important is ingestion. To take the food inside. Unless you take the food inside, it cannot digest. So before that, you write ingestion. Ingestion. So first is ingestion, then comes the digestion, then comes the secretion, then absorption, and then the excretion. Now this ingestion, it starts with the teeth,
Food.
oral cavities first. So actually, like if you see here, so the oral cavity, it has the pair of lips, and it is under the voluntary control, right? So if you see that teeth, they are 32 in number, and each of them, they have some specific function. So if you see the incisors, the ones which are in front, they help to cut the food, right? So if you bite an apple, you cut it from the front. And canines, it helps to tear the food. This is especially for the meat eating people. So like when you tear the flesh, the canines help. And then the premolar and molar, they help to grind the food. Then comes the tongue. After the tongue, like this is a fibromuscular organ, and it helps to change the food into bolus, and it will just help it to push it into the esophagus, right? And of course, it does help to generate the speech also with the help of the larynx. So this is our digestive system, which is starting from the mouth. If you see here, this mouth portion, I'll show you another picture. See here, this one. The the upper one, the mouth is here, and this is the oropharynx. Okay, the pharynx part here, which it is the oropharynx, and then from here, like if you see it behind it, the esophagus, right? And from the esophagus, then the esophagus ends into the stomach, and then all the rest of the digestive system, they come into the picture, and these are the set of your teeth, right? So the hard palate, the soft palate, this is the uvula, and the tonsils are there. We had studied about the tonsils, and then the throat, and then this is the base of the tongue. And after that, if you see here, there are all these 32 pair of teeth. They are all very important, and all the teeth, they are connected to our digestive organs. So actually, like if you see there, the gums are also attached to some meridian, the teeth also. So the last teeth also, it is attached to our connected, not attached, connected to the heart meridian. So if anybody has got wisdom tooth problem, it is related to the heart meridian. So if you treat there, definitely it helps. So here you can see the glottis and the epiglottis, which closes when the food comes down, right? And then these are the pair of the salivary glands. These sublingual glands, they are many in number, but there are two parotid glands. They are below the ear, and then these are the submandibular glands. So what do these saliva do? Salivary glands do, what do they do? Basically, what do they do?
They break down the food.
Bhojan? Hmm.
Break down the food?
No.
Digestive, the
Bhojan.
saliva is used
भोजन
for
को
the digestive.
Food is coming.
भोजन को क्या करता है?
थोड़ा गीला करके अंदर जाने के लिए तैयार करता है.
Right. गीला नहीं करता है सिर्फ. It also helps to secrete some digestive enzyme. If you
Yes.
see here, there is ptyalin. So what does this
Hmm.
ptyalin enzyme does? That it will start digesting the carbohydrate. Almost 40% of the carbohydrate, it is digested in the
Ptyalin.
mouth only with the help of the saliva. So actually now
Yes.
if you see the diabetic people who eat very, very fast, so the digestion of carbohydrate doesn't take place. Because of that, they have diabetes. So if they start chewing their food and they start secreting this saliva, definitely it helps in digestion a lot. Okay, so definitely you should remember that you are supposed to chew your food very nicely, so that the enzyme, they start acting in the mouth itself. So now if you see
Yes.
here, you are talking about the pH of saliva the other day. See, it
Yes.
produces almost 1 to 1.5 liters of saliva. And what is the pH of saliva?
6.3 to 6.8.
8,
Uh,
right.
hmm.
So that is the pH of your saliva, right? So it is
Yeah.
something like acidic. So here, see, you will see that the enzyme ptyalin changes cooked carbohydrate to maltose partially, and then it will continue doing so till up to the 4 pH of the stomach, right? So here you can understand why you feel, if you chew your chapati or your bhakri or your rice for longer time, it gives you a sweet taste. Why? Because the glucose is released because of that.
Yeah.
After that comes your esophagus. Now this esophagus is of length how much? 23 plus minus 1 centimeter. And there are all mucus glands in it, and the epithelial lining is of stratified type, right? And this helps to bolus to go down, the mucus which is being secreted by the stratified epithelium, and there is a propulsive wave. Otherwise, what would have happened if the wave would not have been there? Khana atak jata tha आपके अन्न नली में, right? So because of that, the propulsive wave of the fibromuscular tube, it the food, it goes down. And when it is not in use, it will look like a closed pipe, chapta pipe jaise rahega wo esophagus. It will collapse down. Only when the food comes, then it will become cylindrical. It will मतलब मोटा हो जाएगा वो, फूल
Yes.
जाएगा. Then after that, coming to the stomach now. So now when you see the stomach, when this attaches the stomach, what is that area known as, where this esophagus touches the stomach? See, this is the esophagus, and now here it is the opening of the stomach. What is this end known as? The
Yes.
cardiac sphincter, because it is near heart, cardiac. So because of that, here there is a sphincter, so this is known as the cardiac sphincter. Okay, so actually, like I think your treatise one, it has got 10 needle formula. So out of that, the P6 one, it helps the food to go down into the stomach with the help of P6 point. Okay, so the food after esophagus, it comes down in the stomach. So this is the fundus, the upper portion of the stomach is fundus, this is the body, and the lower end of the stomach, it is known as the pylorus. So pyloric sphincter is there, and after the pyloric sphincter, the duodenum is starting. So duodenum, it is a very thick one, right? All
Yeah.
the membranes of the duodenum, they are of thick nature. Why they are of thick nature?
स्टमक से एसिडिक फूड नीचे आता है और वो
Right,
फोर्स फोर्स से आता है.
yeah. So acidic, basically it is acidic. How much is the pH of stomach?
वो नहीं पता.
नहीं?
4 pH. 4
No,
pH.
no 4 pH. No 4 pH. Let me see here.
7.5.
No, your hydrochloric acid, it is 1.2 to 2 pH. It is highly acidic. Okay, अगर उसमें एक कील भी डालेंगे, if you put a iron blade in that stomach, it will dissolve that. So see now, your oral cavity, it has got almost 6.3 to 6.8. Your stomach has a pH of 1.5 to 2.
1.2.
Your duodenum has pH of almost 5.6 to 8, because all the now food is mixed there. And then when it comes to the small intestine, it becomes almost 7.2 to 7.5. And then coming to the colon, it is 7.9 to 8.5. And then if you the urinary bladder, if it is here, it is again acidic. Between 5 to 8, the pH is there of the urine, right? So you should definitely know why the pH is there. We all know, because no infection, it should enter there. So this stomach now, it has got various layers, and there are glands, gastric glands in the stomach. So they have three types of cells. So one is the mucus cell, which will secrete the mucus. Another one is the peptic cells, which will secrete the
Enzymes.
enzymes. And the oxantic cells, they will secrete the hydrochloric acid. See, so may get a question in the exam, that who secretes the hydrochloric acid. So it is the oxantic cells. Now coming to the function of the stomach, it is the storage of food, secretion of gastric juice, and absorption also it does of water, glucose, and salts. So now again, see here the composition of gastric juice, it is 98 to 99%, and solid elements are only 1 to 2% in it. So here the pepsin enzyme is also there. So this pepsin enzyme, now wherever the word pepsin or a peptide or similar to these word comes, the pepsin one, you should understand that it is relating to protein. So here what it will do, it will do the hydrolysis of the protein atom. So hydrochloric acid is the special secretion of the stomach, we have to remember. So what does this hydrochloric acid do? It makes the bolus, which comes from the mouth, free from microbes. So it will all the germs will be killed because of the hydrochloric acid. And then what it will do, it will convert the pepsinogen, inactive one, into active pepsin, so that the protein can be digested. So HCl is very important. So if somebody doesn't secrete HCl, what will he have? He will have hypoacidity. if there is more HCl, he will have hyperacidity. Okay, so there are two types of acidity, hypo and hyper. So if you open your Hippocrates, you will come to know the difference between the two, hypo and hyperacidity. So this HCl is something very important for the digestion of the proteins, because it will convert the inactive pepsinogen into active pepsin, and then the active pepsin, it will work upon the protein to make amino acids, which is the smallest form of the protein. And then it will dissolve even the cellulose membrane present outside the starch grain and free the starch. And then it will maintain the optimum pH of 1.2 to 0.8 for the action of pepsin. So this is something very, very important to remember. Okay, so you have to ask nice questions to the patient so you understand whether it is hypo or hyperacidity. Then after that, the food comes into the duodenum with the propulsive wave. So now if you see here, the small intestine, it is quite long. Actually, it is written here 2.5 to 3 meters, but it is almost like, 5 to 6 meters. I mean, the length of a sari it is. So it has three parts, right? And duodenum structure is solid because it has to manage highly acidic food. And then after that, like now if you see this picture, I'll show you this. See here, this is the first part of the small intestine, that is the duodenum. Then here is the jejunum, right, the second part. And then the last part of this one, this is the ileum, right? You can see them in the picture. And this ileum, now it is connecting to the first part of the large intestine. So first part of the large intestine is cecum. Okay, so at the door of cecum and ileum, there is this appendix. Okay, and from here the food is passed into the large intestine, and all along the lining of the small intestine there is a bottle brush border. So small villi are there. See, like this, you will be able to see, like these villi are there, which will absorb whatever the contents are there. Okay, it will all help to absorb, and it has all this single villi, it looks like this. See, it looks like this. It has got the lacteal, the arteries, and the vein network. Okay, so this small intestine is something very, very important. And in spite of the bile juice and pancreatic juice, the small intestine also secretes the intestinal juice. So actually, we have not seen now here, maybe it will come a little later. See this one picture. If you see here, this one. Here only it is more clear. See now, this is the cystic duct out here. The common bile duct is here, and here it is the pancreas. So actually, like in this picture now, see here, this pancreas is also pouring its pancreatic enzyme into the duodenum. The liver is also pouring its bile into the duodenum. Even the gallbladder, it is pouring its highly concentrated bile juice into the duodenum. So because of that, when the all the content of the duodenum, it is acidic, it turns into basic. So here the pH of the bolus, it becomes almost 6. Okay, so this pancreas, it is performing both the functions, exocrine as well as the endocrine function. We all know that. So it is putting all its pancreatic juice into the duodenum here. So actually, like not only the bile, not only the pancreatic juice, but also the intestinal juice. So all along the lining, we saw the villi, it is also secreting the intestinal juice. So this intestinal juice also helps to do the further absorption. Okay, so this is also something really very, very important. And because of the presence of the bile pigments, the color of the bile juice is golden yellow. We saw that in the blood chapter, right? And the pH of bile juice, it is alkaline. So always remember it is an alkaline one, right? And it will do the hydrolysis of the fat. And this liver, it produces the bile juice continuously, and it is stored in the gallbladder. So gallbladder stores it by doing it little concentrated. Okay, so it will pour a little concentrated bile juice into the duodenum. But the liver also has some other functions also. So actually it will make the food germs free. It will store the glucose in the form of glycogen. It will do metabolism. Now, metabolism means what? It will do anabolism as well as the catabolism. Anabolism means what? To build, and catabolism is to break. So it will do both the functions, anabolism and catabolism. So whenever needed anabolism, it will do the anabolism function, and similarly the catabolism. Then it will do the detoxification also. It will convert ammonia, a toxic gas, into urea when while digesting the proteins. So at the time of digestion of the proteins, ammonia gas is released, so it will turn it into urea, and then the kidney it will throw out. Then it will do the synthesis of the plasma protein. It will even help to regulate the body temperature. And then it helps in formation of the erythrocytes when in the embryonic stage, right, when the baby is in mother's womb, that time. But if needed in emergency also in adult stage, it will again form the erythrocytes. And then yes, of course, it does the important function of excretion of the bilirubin, right? So bilirubin, which is not soluble in water, it will convert it into water soluble bilirubin, and it will excrete it out through the duodenum. So these are the functions of the liver. And then the pancreatic juice, it is producing how many liters of pancreatic juice? 2 to 3 liters. And how much was bile?
1 to 1.5 liter.
500 ml, ma'am.
500 ml, yes.
500.
So bile
अच्छा.
is 500 ml, pancreas is 2 to 3 liters. And how much was saliva?
Saliva will
1
be
liter.
1 liter, 1 to
Saliva
1.5 liters.
1.5
And how
liter.
much is your blood? I mean, in the whole body?
4
5
to 5.
liters. 5.
5 liters.
4 to
Now,
5
see,
liters.
remember, all these are all liquid things. You need water. So, if you don't drink enough water, will all these functions be carried out? Tell me. So it just needs plain water. It doesn't need anything else. So whatever, like, we are making the curries, we are making curry, or we are making soup, everything will, it includes definitely. But plain water also we should definitely have, and no Coca-Cola or any acidic water we should have. Because see, the pH again, here the pancreas, this is also alkaline. The bile is alkaline. Only saliva is acidic, little bit. Right? So you have to remember that. And this juice contains very important bicarbonate ions, which make the acidic bolus slightly alkaline, coming from the stomach. Otherwise, intestinal juice will be unable to hydrolyze the food. So pancreatic enzyme hydrolyze 80 to 90% of the protein. So if your pancreas is not working properly, see now your protein, your carbohydrate, fats, all these will not be able to get converted into amino acid, glucose, and fatty acid. Now, if you see the intestinal juice, again see here how much it is, 1.1 to 1.2 liter per day. Okay, so this is again also something very important, and what it will do, it will hydrolyze the remaining food elements. So whatever is now remaining, so first you are supposed to chew in the mouth, after that your stomach, it works like this to churn it out, and then it comes to the small intestine. So small intestine will also hydrolyze the remaining food elements, right? And then there are the two types of the intestinal movement. So now the food, it remains for 8 to 10 hours in your small intestine, because all the important things from the small elements are supposed to be absorbed there. So it has got two movements. One is the peristaltic movement. Now if you see this peristaltic movement, it is like this, in like a propulsive way. So what will happen? It will help to push the food forward, right? So it will contract, it will relax, it will contract, it will relax. So all the food, it will go ahead. And then there is the segmentation movement. Now see, here you can see in this picture the segmentation movement. What is it doing? Segmentation means it is chopping it out. Okay, so whatever the food is there, it will chop it out again and again, and then again the propulsive movement will come, a peristaltic movement, and it will go ahead. And then there will be absorption. So everything will be absorbed: the amino acid, the fatty acids, cholesterol, minerals, vitamins, water, everything will be absorbed. Now in this chart, you can see that who is being absorbed where. So in duodenum, all these are getting absorbed. In jejunum, how much, and the ileum, how much. So various parts have the various functions. And after that, now the food, it comes to the large intestine. So whatever now remains is there, the cellulose and the roughage, everything now comes to the large intestine. And from the small intestine, it comes to the cecum. I showed you the first part. Okay, so it is 4 to 8 centimeter long tube, and it is appendix. Now many times what happen, there is pain in the right lower area. So not always it is of the appendix. Many times what happened, the ileocecal valve, I showed you the picture, the ileocecal valve, see this one. Here it is the door, it is an door, no, from ileum to cecum. So ileocecal valve, they call it ileocecal junction. So it gets plugged there. So actually, if you just lift it from below to up, what happens? If there is any entanglement, it will just release, and the food will easily be passed from the small intestine to the large intestine. And now we know that from the large intestine, it goes against the gravity, right? See, so many times just pressing it from below to up, it does help a lot. So the pain immediately goes away, and even the if constipation, if it is there, that also release, if it is because of the closure of this valve. So definitely a little massage helps. Now, this appendix is capable of providing antibodies. Okay, so it will generate antibodies. So if there are any germs, it will provide the it will make antibodies for that. And the large intestine itself is a site for providing residential quarters to million of non-pathogenic bacteria. Means what? It will do all the synthesis of your vitamin B, K, and then it will help for the release of the water, and then there will be absorption of the water, minerals, vitamins. It will even help to secrete the mucus, the large intestine, and then there is the storage of the excretory content and the chemical activities due to bacteria. So what are the chemical activities taking place here? If there are any carbohydrate, so when these bacteria act upon them, it will get converted to water and carbon dioxide. And there can be putrefaction reaction also. So when the anaerobic bacteria act upon that, putrefaction means what? It will, the protein will be further hydrolyzed. So what it will create? Methane and phenol. So if somebody has had lots of protein, then the gas, they say na, हमको बहुत gas हो गई है. So it is because of the protein, and because of this anaerobic bacteria working upon it, the methane gas is being released. Because of that, the foul smell or the foul odor, it comes to the gas. Okay, and then this excretory contents, they reach to the pelvic canal due to peristalsis, and after that it is excreted out through the anus. Again, there are sphincters we have seen. There is one internal sphincter, and then another one is the external sphincter, and the external one is voluntary in control and the internal one is not. Now, if we see here, heartburn. What is heartburn? Heartburning sensation behind the sternum. So many times, the cardiac sphincter, what we have seen here, the cardiac sphincter, if it is not working properly, if it remains open, what happens? The contents go up. So gastric reflex. So because of that, there can be heartburn, right? And then there is a water brush. Water brush means what? There is a filling of mouth with the watery fluid. So it can be because of the ulcers also in the mouth, or if we know if spleen key is deficient, because of that also the water brush is there. And then there can be eructations. Eructations means belching or burps are there. So many times they are with the help of the acids or of the gastric contents. So they can be sour in taste or very, what to say, hot, spicy if you had that kind of food. But many times it is taken care with liver key stagnation. So if liver key is stagnating, because of that also many times it does happen. So you can treat the patients with that, or simple 10 needle formula also works very well for the complete digestive system. There are only 10 points. So even if you put methi to it, it helps a lot. So this is your digestive system. Now with that, we come to the next chapter, that is the food and elements. Now in this food and elements, we spoke why food is necessary for human beings. Because why it is necessary for human beings? Ingestion of food.
ऊर्जा के लिए ऊर्जा
Energy.
ऊर्जा मिलती है एनर्जी
Yes, actually energy मिलती है, पर हम खुद नहीं बना पाते वो ऊर्जा. We cannot make like the plants, right? That is why it is something very, very important. So now there are two types of principles. One is the proximate principle and another one is the protective principles. So proximate principles of food, they will include your protein, fats and carbohydrates, and protective will include your vitamins, water, minerals. Okay, so proximate you need in more quantity, so that is why it is known as the proximate no, that is why it is not known, sorry, I mean they are needed in more this thing quantity. So now if you see here, see this for you need your food for respiration, blood circulation, cleaning of blood through kidney, formation of impulse and nerves. So these all, why they are important? They are important for the homeostasis of the body. To maintain the homeostasis in your body, they are important, right? So after the birth, the child, he needs oxygen immediately. Why does he need immediately the oxygen? Because whatever the food he's got from his mother stored in his body, it will help him to generate the energy. We saw without oxygen the food cannot be made, right? Food is needed to make the energy. So that is why the child has to cry after the birth and take the oxygen inside and make the food for himself, right? So now if you see here, we need all of them: carbohydrates, protein, fats, water, vitamins, minerals. Now if you see proteins, they are the polypeptides. Polypeptide, it is a chain. Amino acids are attached to each other. Okay, so they are important. Why they are important? Firstly, in children, if you see, they are important for the development and growth. In adults, they are important for repair of wear and tear, repairing of wear and tear due to the dead cells. So because of the usage, then also for the formation of the new cells. So when there is wear and tear of the cells, you need to make new cells. In pregnant ladies, it is for the nutrition of the embryos, and in mother for the formation of the breast milk. Then they help to make the bones, muscles, and body. And see, now this is important, formation of enzymes and hormones. Okay, so the vitamins are also important for your formation of enzymes and hormones, not only for the this thing, muscles and bones. And they also help us to make the antibodies. See here, so this is something really very very important. They are helping in the formation of enzymes, they are helping us to make the hormones and the antibodies. Now when you see the protein, 1 gram of protein, it will produce 4.2 kilocalories of energy. Okay, so actually, like if you see, on daily basis, a human being needs around 18 to
15.
2000 kilocalories of the energy. We'll talk about that later. So actually, like you should need, how much should be your carbohydrates? How much should be the
50%.
carbohydrates? 50%. And how much should be your proteins?
15. 15.
15. And how much should be your fats?
2 to 3.
35%.
35.
35%.
Less
So
than
35%.
yes, less than 35%. So actually, if you see how much protein you are needing, that much only you should take. Okay, otherwise, you're wasting the protein, because actually your liver also has to work more to digest the proteins. So definitely, that's why they say, that you should have how much protein? 1 gram per kg body weight. So if you are 50 kilos, you should have 50 kgs of the 50 grams of the proteins. So this is something really very, very important. Now, if you see, there are some essential amino acids. Okay, not all the essential amino acids are made by the body. Some you are supposed to take it from outside, through whom? Animal products and vegetation. So these are the essential amino acids, and they also have the function of tissue growth, energy production, immunity function, all that. So actually, like definitely, you should have some animal products and vegetations also in your food, in protein form. So whatever we have, no, the legumes, we should definitely try to have them. Then coming to the fats. Now, if you see the fats and oil, when alcohol is in alkaline nature mixed with acid, it forms ions and water. This type of ions are known as the ester, ESTER it is actually. So fats are the esters of fatty acids with trihydric alcohol. So that is the chemical formula. We need not really remember that. But now if you remember here, there are three types of fatty acids. See, first is the palmitic acid, second is the stearic acid, and third one is the oleic acid. Now the first two, the palmitic and stearic, they are saturated fatty acids. Saturated means what? At normal temperature, they are coagulated. And the third one is uncoagulated, the oleic acid. Oleic acid. So it is unsaturated fatty acid due to the presence of the double bond. So this is known as the oils. So always remember that you are supposed to have unsaturated fatty acid also. So we have oils, no, which don't get what to say, jam nahi jata hai wo. It doesn't become solid at room temperature. Then the human, they have two forms of fat in the body. First one is the structural lipids. Now the name is only suggesting that structural means what? It is helping in the formation of the cell membrane and organelles. and they cannot be used for the making energy, right? And then the second one is the natural fat. So it is stored in the adipose cells. So it will help you to make the energy in emergency. So that is your stored energy. So where all this natural fat is stored? It is stored in your subcutaneous tissue below the skin, then perirenal, so around the renal, around the kidney, then mesentery, we saw mesentery, omentum. Mesentery is the backside of the intestine. Omentum is in the front, right? And then the intramuscular connective tissue. All over here, it is getting stored. And now remember this one, this line I really liked it. Human fat melts at 17 degrees centigrade. So is living being it in the fluid form. So that is why they say that when you exercise, it just melts away. So now what are the functions of this fat? This is something stored energy. Then very important one, now remember, it gives food palatability. See, you would not find a food tasty without fat. I mean, I have tried out like, without fat also. I don't like it. And like people eat it. I don't know how, but definitely the fats they gives, taste to the food. And it reduces the time of gastric emptying. Means what? It will reduce the time of gastric emptying. Means what? There will be lubrication. Because of that, the food will go ahead fast. So now actually I'll tell you in Ayurveda what they say. If you have constipation at bedtime, you should have half cup of warm water with 2 spoons of ghee and pinch of pink salt. So that it will lubricate the intestines and the constipation relieves. So that is what it is, reducing the time of gastric emptying. Then the presence of fat is necessary for the absorption of the fat soluble vitamins. Which are the fat soluble vitamins?
OEK, ma'am.
A, D, E, K, right? Remember those. So, and where are all these A, D, E, K stored? The fats?
Liver,
Yes, liver only. So A, D, E, K, everything is stored in the liver. So very close relation between your fat soluble vitamins and liver. So actually now you know that if you stand in the sun like that only, it will not absorb fast. But if you oil your skin and then you stand in the sun, vitamin D will be absorbed fast, right? So that is why the doctors also say that when you take your vitamin D supplements, you should take it with some fats. And then essential fatty acids are necessary for the growth of the body. So this is something really very, very important here. Now there are few essential acids which body can't synthesize. So they are the linoleic acid and linolenic acids. So these are, your omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids basically. And then the arachidonic acid. So actually like, various oils have this omega-3 to omega-6 ratios. So we don't have to go into much details of that, but you should know that. Then there are visible fats. Visible fats means what? You can see it. So actually the butter, ghee, all this you can see, the mustard oil, the coconut, sunflower, everything you can see it with your naked eyes, right? So that is your visible fat, and they are good in vitamin A and D. And invisible fats means we cannot see them directly. So example like your milk, then the oil seeds, the nuts, the egg, meat, they all have the fats in that, but we cannot see them. Then coming to the cholesterol. Now this cholesterol is a carbonic element. See, it is like fat, but it is structurally formed by complex monohydric secondary alcohol, and it mixes with fatty acids and forms waxes. Now wax is what? It is some thick greasy thing, no? Jam jata hai wax. It is not flowy something. So cholesterol is also something like that only. And it is an essential part of the body, just like the fat. And it is present in good quantity in animal products like ghee, milk, egg. And our cells may synthesize this from fats and carbohydrate. So our body has never lack of this, either in the situation of starvation or malnutrition. And it also doesn't get destroyed while cooking, and it is reabsorbed in the small intestine, and it reaches the blood through lymph. Now your lymph, it also has the cholesterol. What you say in a child, the white milky fluid, it has the milky color because of the cholesterol, because of the fats in it, the lymph. Though it is present in every cell, partially in the cell membrane, but it is where maximum in your liver, adrenal cortex, and the sex glands. So see now how important it is, like the adrenal cortex. It is making all your fight or flight hormones. The sex glands, which is helping the kids to achieve puberty. It is something really very, very important. And then the maximum quantity of it is present in the reticuloendothelial cells, that is your RES system. So because of the RE cells, the place of destruction of erythrocytes and lymphocytes, right? So it is something very, very important. And the free cholesterol in the blood is almost 150 to 240. Now what this in layman's language it does is, free cholesterol, wherever there is some damage, so what it will do, it will go there and it will put a patch, like your band-aid. So it will just help to repair. So basically it has got many more functions. As we saw, like it is having the cell membranes also, they need it, and your liver is producing maximum of it. So what they basically do is, they take part in the formation of the cell membrane, they synthesize the bile salts, they synthesize the sex hormones, adrenal cortical hormone, and they also provide the viscosity to the blood. So viscosity means what? It is providing little thickness, otherwise it would like be like water just flowing gush from here to there. Then what are the disadvantages of cholesterol? So it can threaten health because its catabolism is very low, and though it is excreted with urine and bile juice, but in little quantity, and due to the indigenous synthesis of having ghee meat in excess, they make it cause unnecessary movement of cholesterol in blood. So what it will do, it will form a plug in your blood vessel. So because of that, you should have it in limited quantity, and always remember it, you should never have trans fats. You should always have nice ones, like the ghee, or the
Nuts.
cholesterol from the vegetable sources, like
Nuts.
yes, nuts, right? So the excess of cholesterol mixes with the fatty acids, forms the wax, and it will cover the walls of the arteries, and this is how the atherosclerosis begins. Now there is a nice point in Dr. Walls for atherosclerosis, that is AD1C. So that does help to remove the if any cholesterol is being adhered in the arteries, it will help it to remove. So this is something a nice point, and this may lead to various diseases of myocardial infection, cerebral thrombosis, that is it may form thrombus in the brain, or there can be an ischemia, gangrene of the extremities. This all can be there. Then coming to the carbohydrates, now these carbohydrates, they are stored by plants, starch and cellulose, and it is different from that is stored by the human body, right? So plant one is the starch, cellulose, and what the human body stores is the glycogen. So this glycogen, when it is catabolized, it produces carbon dioxide and water. Now, these carbohydrates, they are derived from animals and vegetation. They are easily digested by the digestive system, and they are changed into monosaccharides and are distributed to each and every cell of the body through the blood as fuel. Now, if you see if there is extra quantity of glucose, what will happen? It will be stored in the liver as glycogen and also in the bone muscles. Then it will be also there in the extracellular fluid and also in the blood it is there. Okay, and whatever the extra carbohydrate you are taking, again it will get converted to fats.
Glucose.
It will get stored in the body. So for everybody, the capacity would be different, right? So the good sources, like basically if you see wheat, rice, potato, beetroot, your sweet potatoes, the milk food, right? And then of course some carbohydrates, cellulose ones. So there are, like, hemp cellulose, the gums, the guar gums, the lignins, pectins. So they will add the dietary fiber. So it will help as roughage. So they will help to increase the quantity of the food and help to generate the peristalsis so that the food will be moved from the intestines. So cellulose cannot be digested, but they will help to absorb water and become swollen, and then it will help to clear the bowels. Now, if you see the food, we've seen all the types. There are some nutrients as well as some non-nutrient components. So all these non-nutrient components are trypsin inhibitors, phytate, tannins, oxalate, goitrogens, so toxic amino acids. Only thing is I want to tell you, see, there are some recipes what we have been following it since ages. My mother, my grandmother, my grandmother, they were following some recipes. So actually, we should not try to mingle with those recipes, and we should try to use them in the similar way. Why? Because see, now there, what they have said, there are some non-nutrient components which do not allow it to absorb. So like now if you take for example अरबी, like अरबी के पत्तों का हम लोग सब्जी बनाते हैं, या we make some curry out of these अरबीज, that acacia, right? If I'm not mistaken, the roots of that are used. And also
Colocation.
colocasia, not acacia. Yeah. So generally they use it with tamarind. So what will happen? It will not give irritation to your throat, right? Or otherwise, like if you see this oxalates. Now, now these days, if you see, there is palak paneer is being made. So palak has oxalate and paneer has calcium. So it forms the calcium oxalate stones. So basically, we should not try. I mean, you can have them once in a month, definitely, but not on a regular basis. So try to make the recipes as your grannies or your mother-in-laws and grandmother-in-laws were making. So that will definitely help the food to get digested properly, and it will not give any trouble to your digestive system. Then coming to the energy. Now here, just change this. This is a little wrong. This is not force is equal to work into distance. This is work is equals to force into distance. So why do we need this energy? It is the strength to our ability to do the work. So we need it for growth, development, respiration, circulation, digestion, regulation of body temperature, and all. We need energy from this. And we get all this from the food, right? So that is why the energy is something very, very important. Now, if you see here, the energy, 1 gram of starch, it will give you 4.1 kilocalorie. 1 gram of protein gives you 5.3, 4.2 to 5.3 kilocalorie, depending upon the protein, what kind of protein you are having. And 1 gram of fat will give you 9.3 kilocalorie. So what is this calorie? Now, if you see here, it is the unit of energy. So 1 calorie is that quantity of heat which is necessary to raise the temperature of 1 gram of water from 15 degrees to 16 degrees centigrade. So actually now if you understand here, people who have got hypothyroidism, what is happening? Your thyroid, it is controlling your metabolism, right? So the metabolism is not proper because of the hypothyroidism. In hyperthyroidism, the metabolism is very fast. That person feels hungry and he can eat this much food and again still remain hungry. So basically it is the energy what you are needing. So if somebody is hypothyroid, he will need less food to eat because the metabolism is not fast. But generally if you see there, the normal diet, it should be, protein should be 1 gram per kilogram of body weight and it is 50%. Carbohydrate should be 50% and it should contain compulsory 10 to 15% of the cellulose so that the peristalsis movement is good, and the fats, they should not be more than 35%. So and animal products should be less, definitely. So you can have the plant based fats more, and of course they should have some vitamins, minerals and water. We spoke about the minerals and water also, so no RO water, but definitely the corporation tap water. And how much you need, we spoke that we need almost 1800 to 3000 kilocalories. So 1800 for whom? For the females. Females need little less because they have less muscle mass, and the males, they have more muscle, so they need more kilocalories. So actually here they have given the list of sedentary workers, means who move the less. Then there are moderate workers who move moderately, and then there are heavy workers. So actually now here they have said 2400 kilocalories equals to 1 unit. So for sedentary workers, for men it is 1 unit, that is 2400 kilocalories, and for women it is 0.8. So almost that would be some 1100 or something, that kind of kilocalories. Not 1100, I think it will be 18 to 1900, that would be. So according to age also they have given, you can calculate it. Now if you see here, why balanced diet is must, because overeating as well as malnutrition, both the situations invite diseases. So quality of the food is important. If somebody is having malnutrition, that is marasmus, in which the diet has low calorie, they take in less quantity. If you see nowadays the girls, everybody wants to maintain the zero figure, and then they take less the food, and because of that, if they are malnourished, they can have weight loss, they can be dehydrated, or they can have chronic diarrhea, or the stomach size may also shrink. And in case of the kwashiorkor, so generally it is seen in the African countries where the diet is low in protein. So there also you can see the fluid retention can be there, or there can be obesity, or bulging of the abdomen, or there can be inability to grow, or weight will not increase for them. So if the protein is less. So this is about your food and nutrients. You have any questions? No? Good. So you have prepared very well for your exam.
Thank you.
Good, good. So you all want to discuss any question paper? We can just do a quick round. You want to?
Yeah, it will be better, madam. If you can, it
Yeah.
will be nothing like that.
Yeah.
Great.
See, this is from January to June 21. Now, what is the unit of body? Say, unit of
Cell.
body is cell.
Cell.
What are
Cell.
the type of tissues?
5.
5.
5. Yes. So I told you we are supposed to answer according to a text. What is the function of the epithelial tissue?
All.
All. Yes.
All.
Protection. Then who connects nucleus to cell membrane?
Endoplasmic reticulum.
Yes, I showed you the picture, right? So nucleus is connected to the cell membrane. Then transportation of elements in cells take place by
Both.
both active transport and passive transport. Cardiac muscles are related to
Heart.
Heart.
heart. And if I say nephrotic,
Kidney.
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 And pleura
Lungs.
Lungs.
and cardiac, we saw cardiac. Neuron,
Spine.
Brain.
Nervous tissue.
nerves. Yes, it will be nerve, no brain or spine, nerves.
Nerves.
Right. Then who helps in conduction of impulse?
Nervous tissue.
Nervous tissue, right. Then collagen fibers are present in
Fatty connective
Bone
tissue.
connective tissue.
only bone connective tissue or cartilage also?
The cartilage and bone
Yes,
connective.
cartilage and bone. Then who works as a packing material?
Areolar connective tissue.
Yes, areolar connective tissue. The name only suggesting it is having bubbles. Who filters the blood?
Kidney.
Kidney. Then formation of the blood in the intrauterine stage starts when?
4 to 9 weeks.
4 to 9 weeks.
4 to 9 weeks. Formation of the blood cells occur in
Bone marrow.
bone marrow, right? Read carefully. Blood cells or blood, it is written, right? Then protein with highest atomic weight is?
Did they say that? I don't know. Albumin is the highest number.
No, fibrinogen. It was written.
Okay.
I did read that. I remember.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay.
Then proteins are synthesized in?
Liver.
All of this.
Liver.
No, all three.
All.
Liver.
Liver.
Heart is only a pump. Kidney is a filtration unit. So proteins are synthesized in liver. Blood serum
Liver.
contains fibrinogen. True or false?
No.
No?
False. False.
False. Fibrinogen is a blood clotting factor, right? We saw. So that is why it is false. Then graveyard of cells is?
Spleen.
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 Then erythrocytes are?
Biconcave.
Biconcave. Then mobile security guards of human body are?
WBC.
WBC. Right. And who is the backbone of mobile security?
Neutrophils. Lymphocytes, ma'am? I don't understand the question.
Yeah, the backbone, I said. Backbone of the mobile security guards. This is mobile security guards, right? So we said
Okay, okay.
WBC. So now you go back to your text and read backbone of the mobile security guards. Who's the
Spleen.
backbone?
Spleen.
No. It will be either lymphocytes or neutrophils.
Okay.
One moment. Now just will read that.
Both.
Both they are?
About 120 days of lifespan has.
It is lymphocyte, page number 23.
Lymphocyte. Okay.
Lymphocytes. Backbone of mobile security guard. Then about 120 days of lifespan. Who has?
RBC.
RBC. Then where are neutrophils destroyed? Largely in?
Influenza? No. Typhoid.
No, again, see, it is in that page only 23. All mumps, tuberculosis, typhoid, influenza. Sorry,
All
neutrophils
these
are
are
destroyed. No.
Oh, one question, ma'am. Are all these bacterial infections?
Wait, one moment.
Because influenza is virus, no? Measles also virus.
One moment. No, actually, the lymphocytes they increase in case of mumps, tuberculosis, and this thing, and neutrophils. It is infection. So it is typhoid, measles, and influenza.
All.
It is infection. So neutrophils are destroyed in all typhoid, measles, and influenza. Then who digests and destroys microbes?
Lysosomes.
Lysosomes. Then it is present in large quantity in the respiratory system and digestive system.
Both allergy can also happen. Histamines. No.
Eosinophils only. Basophils they increase when there is injury, cuts or
Injury.
injury, and
Okay.
eosinophils increase when there is allergy. So
Allergy.
yeah, so it is eosinophil. Then site of generation of leukocyte is
Lymph
Bone
nodes.
Nodes.
both.
lymph nodes.
Mm.
Okay.
Both, ma'am.
Both
Both.
lymph nodes and bone marrow. Then
Hmm.
leukemia is a disorder of
Blood.
Blood.
Blood. Blood.
then who detects the harmful microbes?
Lymphocyte.
Site. Yes. And this one is the sweeper, no? Monocyte.
Sweep. Okay. Lymphocyte is the answer.
Yeah. AIDS is caused due to
Virus.
virus. Blood is
Alkaline.
Acidic.
alkaline. O blood group is a universal donor. False or true?
True.
True. How many types of agglutinin are there?
Types of
B,
gluten.
B, 3,
A, alpha, beta.
D, none. Alpha and beta, no? We saw agglutinogen is A and B, and agglutinin is alpha and beta.
Beta.
Last part of the digestive system is
Anus.
anus. Then incisor is a type of
Teeth.
who connects mouth to stomach?
Esophagus. No.
Esophagus.
Esophagus.
First digestive juice is secreted by
Salivary gland.
salivary gland. Enzyme present in saliva is
Xylem.
only ptyalin.
All.
All. Maltase is also there. Carbonic anhydrase is also there.
Okay.
Then it helps bolus to move down in esophagus.
Propulsive wave.
Propulsive wave. General capacity of the stomach is about
1 to 2 liters.
1.5 to 2 liters.
1 to 1.5.
Villi are present in
Small intestine.
small intestine.
Small
Beneficial bacteria are present in
Large intestine.
hemoglobin gives blood red color. True or false?
True.
True. Vitamin B and K are synthesized by
Large intestine.
large
right. Defecation reflex gets set when waste reaches to
Rectal canal.
rectal canal. Then large intestine absorbs water, minerals, vitamins, all of
All
these.
of them. All of them.
All of these. Then we need energy for
All.
All.
all. Then the cells of living organisms are made up of
Protein. Both.
protein, enzymes,
Both.
both. Protein is present in oils, fats,
Fats.
sugar, none.
Fat.
Fat. Is protein present in fats?
None, ma'am. None.
No.
None
None.
of.
None.
Okay.
The first element needed by the baby just after birth?
Oxygen.
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 Percentage of free cholesterol in blood is?
150 to 240.
Yes, 150 to 240. So
Mhm.
glucose is stored in
Liver.
only liver?
Okay. Bone muscles and liver both.
Both bone muscles
Both.
also, no? So when
Okay,
you
both.
walk, it is used. Then contribution of carbohydrate in diet should be about,
50%.
and unit of heat energy is
Calories.
calories. Yes. So good applause to you all.
Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so
Ma'am, tomorrow's class, you've already covered our portion, na? We
first
are from
semester
semester one.
it is covered.
We are finished.
Yes.
Friends,
What
I
is the
request you to attend tomorrow's, second semester BHB also, because you're going to study and you don't get such kind of faculty. We have to take
That's true.
advantage.
So
So,
you will enjoy it because we'll study heart and respiratory system and the hormones. So definitely, I mean, little difficult chapters, but you will enjoy those.
really, yeah. Thank you, madam. On
Thank
behalf
you,
of
ma'am.
all the students and myself, thanks is not a word. It is not. It is insufficient. But my gratitude is there. We appreciate your, uh, your energy and your attitude, your way of teaching. Really, we are grateful to you, madam. Thank you very much. We'll catch
Thank you,
up
sir.
tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Thank you,
Yeah.
ma'am.
See you
Tomorrow, 11
tomorrow.
o'clock, we are
Thank you,
meeting
Thank
ma'am.
you.
for TCM second semester by Professor Sangeeta Barmanji. I request every one of you to kindly attend. Thank you.
Thank
Good
Yes,
night.
sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.